It's first pitch. It's Thursday. I dropped my kid off for camp today. Bam! Vacation for the father. I'm the Prez, Dave Cokin, the legend himself, and my co-host, matching outfits on today. And, Dave, have you met Triple M? Mid-major Matt from sportsmemo.com.
I know of Matt, got a great deal of respect for him based on his abilities. I've followed him on Twitter, and now we get to do a show together. Hi, Matt. How are you?
I guess if this was sports radio, I'd say long-time watcher, first-time participant.
There you go.
It is sports radio. It's just YouTube. Get with the times, Matt.
This is the first time I've ever been on YouTube, okay?
Well, YouTube would like to welcome you. Lots to talk about. 4 games of baseball tonight. We'll take them all apart. Before we get into that, just a few quick things, everybody. Number one, I just started reading the new Howard Stern book. It's all his great interviews. It is phenomenal. I'm literally on page 33 and loving it already. Have either of you guys looked at that? Or do either of you guys even read?
Oh, I read. No, I don't know that I'll read this. Not that I was anti-Howard Stern. I'm not. But I just never listened to radio talk shows when I'm in the car, and so I honestly have never heard the show.
It's just excerpts of some of his best interviews. It's really good. Matt, have you read it?
I have not, but I do read. Does Phil Steele's college football preview count?
I don't know who he is. Never heard of him. Nobody's ever heard of him. That book doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then.
But I did used to read it when Ralph Michaels wrote it. Where is Ralph Michaels now? WagerTalk.com. That's a plug for us. Dave, you've got a Canadian football play going tonight, right?
I made a play in Edmonton, Winnipeg. I just posted it at WagerTalk, and of course, with the Days of Summer promotion, that's the best bet. That's yours for only $15.
Well, that's beautiful, and you're 1-0 in Canadian football. Matt, listen, you're the first time on with us. We're going to have you on a lot. We see that you're in the ESPN studio. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, where people can hear you on a regular basis, et cetera, et cetera.
I am a host here in Richmond, Virginia, ESPN Richmond. I'm on from 3 to 4, and then I produce our 4 to 6 show, and I kind of chime in when the host is wrong. And then I do a Saturday show during college football and basketball that's just about all the state schools. So, like, I'll talk ODU and Tech and UVA and William & Mary, JMU, and all that stuff. So getting closer. And also, we're the official station of Redskins training camp. So I'll be out at training camp watching the Redskins all time.
Oh, that's so cool. We got to talk about that when you're doing that. A lot of acronyms there, Matt.
Yeah, that's how we don't have a lot of time in radio, so we got to be short and quick.
Yeah, that sounds like me in bed.
Not going to touch that.
Yeah, actually, I already just saw an email coming from Johnny. Will you stop talking about your sex life on these shows? Oh, my God. Anyway, let's get right to it, boys. So, Matt, hold on. You're at sportsmemo.com. Will you be selling all sports, or are you specialize in anything?
Well, I have a baseball play up for tonight on the Diamondbacks Giants, which we'll get to in this podcast. And then, college football, pro football, and college basketball. That's my bread and butter.
Yeah. So, Dave, I think it was either Matt or Ryan or Dr. Chuck emailed me saying, how do we come on these shows and not give away what play we're actually selling? So my advice would be to not mention which game you're actually selling, and then it's a non-issue.
It's a good point. Rookie mistake, but okay.
It's not a mistake, dude. Our listeners deserve the best info. It's all great. Washington, Miami tonight. Washington, man, are they playing good ball. One game below 500. Nobody saw that coming a month ago. 40-33 to the over. They are minus, anywhere for give or take I'm going with minus 215, 210, give or take. 7.5 on the board. Strasburg versus Alcantara. I like the under in this game, Dave. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Last night wasn't. Miami lost 7-5, but I think they're going to really struggle to put up more than 2 runs. Strasburg is just such a dominating pitcher. Talk to us, my brother.
He hasn't been dominating lately. Hasn't really been that sharp in his last few starts. But he'll get a chance to get sharper tonight against a weak Miami lineup. Numbers jumped on this game from 180, where it opened to a little over $2 now. I agree with the move. It's too much of a price for me to lay. I don't think there's much value in it at the current price. Alcantara. I know that's the way it's pronounced. I can't roll the R properly, but it's Alcantara. He's done well. But the Nationals lineup is really smoking right now. And despite the Marlins righty's current form, I think he comes up second best here. So my side would be the Nationals.
Matt, what are you going to do in this game? Anything?
Well, here's the thing. So I've been doing a lot more. I heard you guys talking about this yesterday. The first 5 inning stuff, because I don't want to deal with bullpens. I hate bullpens. Look at last night. What, 7 runs scored in the 9th inning? My scare with this one, I feel like it could be like a 1-2-0 game in the first 5 innings, and then the bullpens will just ruin it, and then your 7.5 becomes an over. The other thing to notice, Alcantara has been walking a tightrope. 8 runs, 20 hits, 10 walks allowed in the last 3 starts. His whip is over 1.6. Like, he's walking a tightrope, and I have a feeling the Nationals are the type of offense that could, push him over it and then give up a bunch of runs.
Great take, Matt. We've got the Dodgers tonight. Playing Colorado. Man, the Dodgers 55-27, and they are a losing proposition if you've bet them on the run line this year, just by 1 unit, but still amazing baseball how it works. 18 games above 500, and they cannot win money on the run line. They're playing Colorado.
Your math is off. 28 games above 500.
28 games. Sorry, I was just on the Gabriel Morency show about 2 minutes ago. That guy can fry your brain. Colorado, 42-32. We've got the Dodgers at give or take minus 200, 210, 11.5 on the board. Dave, you want to jump in? So jump in. Oh, David, a run, Matt. He has his housekeeper coming today. He will be back. So before we get into that game, I just want to thank all the people yesterday who commented on how to fix my connection issues, because we were having major issues yesterday. And one of the great pieces of advice was close a lot of the programs on your computer because your computer just wasn't keeping up. I have done that, and it seems to be working smoothly today. Okay. Dave, housekeeper there?
Yes.
Excellent. Talk to us about the Dodgers.
Well, Buehler's just pitching. He's pitching right now the best baseball on the planet, period. There's nobody pitching better ball than Walker Buehler right now. He's got great stuff, and he's just put it together, and it's on a romp.
He also has a great name.
What?
He has a great name.
I don't care about his name. Peter Lambert for the Rockies. 2 good starts, and he's come back to earth in a big way, and has yet to figure out Coors Field, which can be a problem for young pitchers. Price is steep, and I think it's priced right, actually, at about $1.95, $2. It's going up to that level. Can't go against the Dodgers here, and it certainly cannot go against Buehler at this point. It's either play Buehler or pass, and that, I guess, if you want to avoid the price, and you do want to back Buehler, you take your chances with the under and hope that Lambert can contain the Dodger bats.
Yeah, Dave, I was just going to ask you about that under. I mean, obviously, Lambert is pitching very badly right now, especially in his last 3 starts, and really, just can't really get it together. But Buehler's numbers are so ridiculously good. With an 11.5 on the board, that's got to be a high total.
Well, it's gone up. I mean, the market's betting the over in the game. I actually seen my first 12 now. Just showed up at Westgate Superbook. 12 with the under juiced. So the market's definitely on the over.
Triple M, what do you like in this game?
Well, I'm probably going to pass on it, but you guys are talking about the under. Maybe you do the first 5 under, and then you take the bullpens out of it because the Rockies bullpen has an ERA approaching 6 at home. Granted, they are 10-3. My worry is Lambert's seeing the Dodgers for the second straight time. Gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings last time in L.A., and he had success seeing the Cubs back-to-back, but my concern is Coors Field plus the Dodgers a second straight time. They get to adjust the bats a little bit. If anything, maybe I'd consider the first 5 under, but probably not the game under.
He's mid-major Matt from sportsmemo.com, Dave Cokin from WagerTalk. 2 games left. Before we get into that, I know Matt has to run. He's interviewing a Washington Wizard in 15 minutes. Listeners, we're really mixing it up this week and last week. We had Dr. Chuck on. We had Dwayne Bryant on yesterday. We have Matt on today. It just goes to show how deep our ensemble is at WagerTalk and Sports Memo, and it's only getting better. We take over possession of the Gold Sheet in a few days. We're redesigning all 3 of the websites. That should be done in mid-August, and my makeshift in-home studio is starting to come together. I've gotten a few things delivered from Amazon already, so look out for that. These shows are going to only get better. Tomorrow, Brian Leonard and Dave Cokin, with no disrespect to any other guest we have. That's my favorite show of the week. Brian just matches Dave word for word with baseball expertise. Arizona Diamondbacks on the road playing San Fran. Arizona's 41-41. San Fran 34-45. The home team is favored here. It's pretty close to a pick'em. I mean, they're about minus 112-ish. The 8.5 is the total. We had Arizona win 8-2 last night. We've got Young versus Bede on the mound. I'm going to go to you, Matt, first, because you're actually giving this play out as a pay play to our customers over at Sports Memo. Today, you're giving it out free. So tell us about this game.
So Alex Young's a second-round pick from 2015 draft. He was been pitching in AAA Reno, which is the PCL, notorious for being a AAA, hitters league. He's also only made 8 starts, but 12 appearances out of the bullpen. He has an ERA over 6, hasn't passed 5 innings in a single one of his last 10 appearances. I'm a bit concerned. I was reading up on him. A scout described him as a pitchability lefty with fringy stuff. Not exactly a all-inspiring description for any sort of pitcher. Actually, it's funny. I saw Tyler Beatty. He pitched here in Richmond for the Flying Squirrels. He had good stuff then, but it seems like that translating it to the majors isn't very good. The long and short of it, Jake Lamb's back for Arizona. I think we could see a ton of runs in this game.
So Matt likes over the total of 8.5. Dave, what are your thoughts?
Well, talk about both pitchers. Alex Young, Matt's description is pretty accurate. He's got a good slider. Okay, that's his out pitch. And the reason that he was drafted as high as he was, because he was the 43rd pick overall. So that means not only was he second round, he was the first pick in the second round that year. The thought was that as he got bigger and stronger, his fastball would gain some velocity. It just never happened. And he's kind of a meh at this point. He's probably not going to live up to the expectations they had when they drafted him. He's not going to be out long for this game. His assignment is to go through the order twice. 4 innings, 5 tops for Young, and maybe he can get through that because first time around the league lefties are not the worst proposition in the world, but his stuff is marginal, and I would not expect him to be up for long. I think this is a temp call-up, but it's an opportunity for him to do something well. Tyler Beatty has not shown the ability to pitch at this level. And here's the weird thing. If you look at his numbers this year, in his 6 starts, they're about as bad as it gets. I mean, just horrific metrics. 7.20 ERA, The FIP and the XFIP aren't much better. He's just been tagged. He doesn't have good control. He'll get some swings and misses, but he walks a lot of guys, and that can be dangerous against the Diamondbacks. Here's the weird part. As bad as he's been, the Giants are 5-1 in his starts. Go figure. The Giants hit when Tyler Beatty shows up, and maybe they will again. But I like taking first-time starters. They pitch well more often than not because the opposition hasn't seen them. I don't like the Diamondbacks bullpen. The Giants have an advantage in the late innings here. They have the better pen. So first 5 innings on the Arizona Diamondbacks at about even money is might be minus 110 with the 5 innings penalty. Diamondbacks in the play. First 5.
You're watching First Pitch, everyone. We're up on WagerTalk TV, our YouTube channel, Monday to Friday. Mid-major Matt with us from Sports Memo, Dave Cokin from WagerTalk. And really quickly, before we get into the last and final game that goes tonight, Carmine Bianco and I will be doing a soccer video. It'll be up tomorrow morning. We're going to be looking at both U.S. men's and women's team. The women's team is playing I think tomorrow night. And then we have the Copa America where the men's team is playing. Make sure to check that out. Carmine knows soccer like Dave knows baseball. So take a look at that. And also, Dave is 1-0 in Canadian football. He's got a play up at WagerTalk.com tonight. It's $15. And we've been telling you all week, Buster Sports has a 5% play on the game tonight as well. They're not against each other. They're not on the same play. So buy them both, guys, because Canadian football really one of the easiest sports to win at in betting. With that said, nothing is easy in betting. Oakland versus the Angels. The Angels above 500, boys. 41-40, playing really good ball. And Oakland is doing okay, too. 43-38. Oakland won last night. 2-0 against St. Louis, a pitcher's duel. The Angels have won 3 in a row. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch. Anderson versus Canning. We've got the Angels at minus around 160, 161. The over and under is 9, but there are 9.5s on the board pretty evenly. Dave, where are you going in this game?
Nowhere. Tanner Anderson has been he's been okay in his first few starts for Oakland. Griffin Canning is a guy I'm really high on for the Angels, and he's pitching pretty good ball. His numbers are pretty solid so far. I don't see much value anywhere in this game. I made it a shade higher than it is here. I made it 165, but there's really nothing that stands out to me. If I had to bet the game, probably look at the under. Even though the market has pushed it to 9.5, but I can tell you I'm not going to bet this game.
Matt, what do you like?
Well, how about the fact that Tanner Anderson made a pinch hit appearance in that St. Louis series? Is he disappointed to go back to the American League or something? I much like Dave, I think I'm sitting this game out, but the under might be the way to go. Once again, though, the first 5 under. I mean, Oakland's bullpen has an ERA over 5 on the road. The Angels' bullpen has an ERA around 4.4 at home. I mean, they're not great units, especially with Blake Trinan on the injured list. If I was to play anything, maybe the first 5 under, but I'm probably going to sit this one out.
That's the show, boys. First Pitch in the bag. Make sure to check out tomorrow's show. Brian Leonard and Dave Cokin, every game on the board. One of our listeners asked, when are these shows up? They want like a consistent time. The shows will always be online before 3 p.m. Eastern, usually even earlier than that. So check that out. Make sure to check back for Carmine and my soccer video. Dave, we'll see you tomorrow. And Matt, man, awesome stuff, dude. First time on the show. Just phenomenal. We'd love to have you back on a regular basis. Email me, stay in touch, and enjoy your interview today. And keep kicking butt.
Thanks for having me.
Later, everyone. Make sure to comment. I read them all. I comment back to most of them. And be well.